All right, so we are live now. Sorry for the little card at the beginning. It's not going to be much of a show, I promise you that. I am just testing right now a piece of software called Joicaster. It is a cloud-based. It's out in the internet. It's like a cloud, and what it does is it operates to take my signal from my computer and that I'm sending out live. I'm sending one signal out from my computer. It goes to Joicaster, which is owned by a company called Switchboard, and Switchboard sends it to wherever I want to send it to. YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope are what I'm doing right now, right this very minute. If you're on YouTube, you can see me live, and it's the same exact signal that if you were on my Facebook page at Todd.LIVE on Facebook, you would see that. If you're on Periscope and you're following me at Todd Bergen, you're going to see the exact same broadcast with the lower thirds and all the good stuff, the extra information for you to know what this is about. So what is this about? Using Joicaster basically to send to multiple places. And from what I can gather, I'm surrounded by screens right now. And thank you for watching if you're with me. There's a few people on each platform, it looks like to me. I'm very thrilled to have somebody watching on YouTube because I haven't really broadcasted live to YouTube all that much. And that's going to change. But this is the, in a sense, inaugural broadcast since I became a paid premium professional broadcaster with the Joicaster software. And what's that going to allow me to do? It's going to allow me to do just this. It's going to allow me to broadcast to multiple locations at the same time. And what I intend to do actually is to interview have interviews. That's one of the things that I do is I do podcasts and I interview. And actually, I'm going to flip this light on. I meant to turn this light on and see if it's any better. It's a Diva ring light, and the room has pretty good light already, but I think the ring light helps a little bit. It can also interfere with the sound with certain devices. So I noticed that the other day when I was broadcasting on an iPad with professional sound from my mic going into the iPad. I did some of the broadcasts without the light on, and when I turned the light on, I got a slight buzz, an impurity in the audio, which I don't like. But anyway, so I signed up for this service yesterday with Joicaster. Switchboard Live is the company. Joicaster is the software. I've had a trial run on it. They were kind enough to give me a trial run, and I did a trial run, but that was back before they got Periscope kind of tied in properly. But at the point in time when I got the trial, the trial package, Periscope was very finicky. It was hard to get the Periscope stream working, but today it was a breeze. So what I have is I have a computer over here on my left. It has this piece of software called Wirecast from a company called Telestream. That's bringing the signal in from the camcorder, which is directly in front of me, bringing the signal into Wirecast on my Mac. That Mac sends the signal to Joicaster, and Joicaster breaks that signal up in however many pieces I need it broken up, and I don't think it degrades the quality. That's one of the beautiful things about it. I'm pretty sure that the audio and video quality remains the same, but instead of stressing my machine trying to send a signal to 3 different places right out of my computer and on my Ethernet connection and on the bandwidth that I'm allotted in my subscription, I send it one time to Joicaster, and Joicaster sends it to the places that I designate. Right now, I'm only doing YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. I would like to do Twitch. Twitch has a new creator area for people who create content, videos, and art, and whatever it is they do, graphic design. And so I'm probably going to look at adding Twitch to the lineup. I don't want to send it to 200 places. It's just too much trouble. But YouTube's big. I mean, look, it's tied to Google, so it makes sense that I think even YouTube might be more important than Facebook. I know Facebook is pushing really hard on video, and Facebook kind of owns the world as far as it goes to social media and content and reach. I mean, they're great, right? But in the long run, YouTube is owned by Google. And if Google really wants to get behind live video and really make it happen, I think it's possible. So I think it's really important to be on YouTube when you're live if you can, particularly when you're doing nice broadcasts. Like if I intend to do interviews of thought leaders and people in the business, entrepreneurs and the like, I definitely want to be on YouTube. Facebook, of course, that's an easy one. I want to be on Facebook as well. It's too important to not be on Facebook. Periscope is kind of the one. Look, I get no action on Periscope. It goes to my Twitter feed. I've got 6,000, 7,000 people following me on Twitter, and I'm lucky if I have 2 or 3 people at all at the same moment on Periscope. I do get people watching, though. I mean, I'll have 20, 30 people pop in on a 5-minute broadcast, but that sucks, in my opinion. And even though the numbers might be lower on YouTube and Facebook right now for me, it's just not quality. I mean, I think Periscope's just... I think the people that find me on Facebook and YouTube tend to be friends, family, business people that are in doing what I do. They're in my environment. They're in my space. And as well as other people who are not, maybe who want to be doing video and live video particularly, and are, they follow my Todd.LIVE page. It's tough. Facebook doesn't really give you the breakdown of who's watching your videos unless somebody, hey, Jenny, I didn't realize Coach Jenny if that's her that's still with me on Facebook. Coach Jenny has joined me. She's a friend of mine. I did an interview with her on the Divorce the Workforce podcast a couple months ago, and she was fabulous. She has a book called Hilda, and it's about conquering your inner naysayer, and it's huge. It's a beautiful book. It's very well written. She's very passionate about what she talks about, and if you've got a chance to check it out, it's called Hilda, Hilda. You will find it at the Amazon bookstore. I have a copy. I didn't get it signed. I actually was given a copy by Jenny in person, and I think we were consumed with a discussion that we were involved in with another friend of ours, Ross Brand, and it just didn't occur to me, Jenny needs to sign my book. So next time I see her, I'm going to make sure I have the copy in my bag. And I might even make a video out of taking the book to her and having her sign it. But she's fabulous. Check her out. So anyway, I'm looking here at, let's see here. YouTube is saying that my stream health is bad. Potential viewing issues. I wonder how to get to the bottom of that. Facebook and YouTube or Periscope do not offer that. But there's a red dot next to the live and it says stream health. And you got good with a green, yellow, viewers may be experiencing minor issues, and red, potentially serious viewing issues. So I'm going to have to see what's going on with that. But YouTube is receiving the data. So maybe when I go back and watch it, it will be, maybe it wasn't anything. I don't know. But this is a successful test run. Hey, David, how you doing, buddy? This is a successful test run of this software with this setup, with everything. Okay? This has been a work in progress figuring this out. I am not an audiophile. I am not a tech geek. I mean, maybe I am now that I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm not, okay? I have to remind myself over and over the difference between a 1/4 inch cable and a 3/4 inch cable. I get it confused all the time. It's just not my shtick to know this stuff. It's, I've always been into electronics. I plug and play type stuff. I've always had the best stuff, but what I've put together here and what you can't see right now, maybe I should do a video about what's behind all these screens, but it is, for lack of a better word, it's a fucking work of art. I mean, there's a lot of cables going all over the place, but, oh, great, Marianne. Good to see you. Bree Palmer, good to see you. I'm glad that it's working good. Yeah. Hey, Running Creek on Periscope. Thank you for joining me. My big concern, it's obvious that Facebook, and I apologize to you folks that I'm not watching the camera constantly. I've got 5 screens going in front of me. I've got the vanity screen on the side of this camcorder. I've got 6. Wirecast has 2 screens over here that show me what's going on. I have YouTube on a laptop down here. You have to have YouTube going if you want to make sure that the title and everything is correct. You've got to set that up before you go live. So you have to have YouTube going. I've got Periscope going, which you have to have on a mobile device of some sort. I have an iPad right here. I have Periscope going. That's required in order to do this multi-stream. Is you've got to get into Periscope and actually hit a button, where Facebook and YouTube you really don't. On YouTube you just have to type some stuff. And then on Facebook it seems to be, Marianne, my friend Marianne, who watches a lot of my videos and has helped me out a bunch over probably the last 6 or 9 months. I remember her helping me out with the Mevo camera when I bought a Mevo camera last year and I was trying it out in the field. She was helping me figure out the limitations on the sound when I was out in a public park doing video and live streaming it right to Facebook from a park where I have no Wi-Fi. It was just through my cell signal on my phone. So it was kind of cool. She was with me with that. So she's always been very quick to comment on the quality of sound or the quality of video. And Marianne, I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, this has been a lot of work. It's been setting up the studio and getting it going and getting Joicaster set up, getting Wirecast set up, getting the right computer. I mean, when I started doing this, I had, in fact, this old beat up laptop, this old laptop that's here in front of me that's running the YouTube. It really is not doing anything right now except for providing me a picture from YouTube. But this is what I was trying to run live broadcasting on, was this laptop. It's like 5 years old, and the CPU would just be going insane. It'd be maxed out at 100% the whole time, which meant that for what I was doing, I really probably needed 120 or 150% of what that machine will actually do. Maybe even more, maybe 200%. So I had to invest in a desktop this year, and I got a Mac. I got it fully loaded with the memory, and everything is just fully loaded. I think I left a few things out. I didn't load everything. It's kind of stupid to buy some of this stuff. But yes, I know you are. Thank you, Marianne. I consider you a true friend. You're always helping me with the audio, and you watch all my videos, or a good, yeah, at least you touch in on them. I don't know if you watch the whole thing, but I don't know if anybody watches the whole thing. I'm certainly grateful if you do. I'm even grateful that you stop in even for a moment. But anyway, this is dialed in. So I was on with Ross Brand last weekend. Some of my viewers know Ross Brand, okay? He's become a good friend of mine. I met him online probably around the turn of the year, and I met him in person at Summit Live in Los Angeles a couple months ago, and I may see him here in Anaheim coming up in a couple months at VidCon, and I understand Roberto Blake's going to be there, and Owen Video, and I don't know Owen. I've met Roberto I've met him actually once at Summit Live. Roberto was a guest on my podcast, the Divorce the Workforce podcast. I have not met or even spoke to Owen Video. So I don't know him, but I know he'll be there, and he's pretty tuned in, buddies with some of the people that I'm friends with. So it'll be nice to meet Owen Video. I think he does great content. You can look him up on YouTube. He's fabulous. But Ross Brand and I tested this to some degree the other day, and it looks like it's a go, with this being a live test on my actual channels instead of dummy channels. So I'm very pleased. I'm going to be doing a new podcast very shortly. The Engage the World podcast with Todd.LIVE. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do it live. And what you're going to see is you're going to get to see me and Ross on screen at the same time. And I'm going to be sending the signal out to Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook all at once with my lower thirds. Maybe I'll have some other graphics and things going on. But I will interview Ross about the state of live video, what he's up to, and where he sees things going. And we might even do a pre-VidCon show podcast kind of a thing, and then do one after VidCon where we kind of wrap it up and talk about it. In fact, I'm probably going to want to have Roberto Blake and Owen Video do the same thing. Come on and tell me about their experience at VidCon, from their viewpoint, what their experience was like. So they're much bigger names than me, so I imagine their experience will be much more amazing than mine will be. But hopefully, I can kind of have fun too. Listen, with that being said, I am going to tune out now. I didn't intend this to be a big long video. I just wanted to do something and test it all. This was the test, and I do have to go back and watch it on all three platforms, make sure I'm happy with the sound, the video. And one thing I was thinking about right before I hit the go live button, one thing I was thinking about was, it's like the testing never ends. I'm constantly testing, and more testing. It just never ends. So, I'm sure there will be a tweak after I watch all these, and there will be another test, but I'm at the point where I can probably feel very comfortable going live and doing interviews and having fun and posting content on a regular basis with what I've got going on now. So, thank you all for joining me. It's been a great pleasure, as always. I love having you guys tune in. It means everything to me that you spend quality, valuable time out of your day to spend with me. It means the world to me, and I can't thank you enough. So with that being said, I'm going to end the broadcast, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care, folks. Stay productive. Have a great weekend.